Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's August 10th, 2024, and it's time for a garden tour. Yesterday, excuse me, yesterday we had tropical storm Debbie come up through the east coast, and it got us not very bad. We got about 4¼ inches of rain within about a 2-hour window, and we got probably 1/4 inch on either side of that as well. Pretty happy with how well things held up over here, especially the gardens. We'll walk through the gardens in a minute. But some of the roadways that I'd put in, widening down back by the pond systems going over to the new property, some of that got washed out. I'll deal with that. And our tenant's property over in the new property, some of the basement flooded some. Not bad at all. So we had it much less. We had it pretty mild compared to the way many people had it up here in the Northeast. Some people will be without power for a while, without road access, those sorts of things. So we're pretty blessed to how things worked out with the amount of rain that we got in a short period of time, that is. Real happy with our driveway. That worked out great as well. So we're over here in the western garden plot. We'll take a quick walk through over here. The blueberries are basically done at this point. I don't think Thea's even trying to harvest any more of the blueberries from the blueberry plants here. And of course the honeyberries, they're done producing their berries as well. Very little weeding needing to be done. I did start doing some of the margin on the outside there. I only got so far, and I have a heck of a lot more to do as well. Blueberry plants all along in here. The hiscaps, or honeyberries, really nice plants. This is as far as I got on the outer perimeter. I've got to do the rest of the weeding around there. And some of the quack grasses, Bermuda grass, make their way right through, and the bindweed does as well. You can see here's the bindweed making it through from the other side. So I got to take care of that soon as well. And the blueberry plants, that's those weeds coming through. And now the thornless blackberry plants are doing really well. Thea's been harvesting berries. Right now Thea's laid up, her lower back, a lot of pain she's in right now. She's going to the doctor on Monday, so she's taking it easier now, and doing a little bit better. But you know, back pain is no easy thing to deal with. For active people, it really interferes with our lives and all. So I did come over here and pull up some of the weeds that were started from seed over here. And you can see the thornless blackberry plants, they're sending out runners. So it's time for me to start doing some tip rooting with some of these. You can see, so this is a triple crown here. You can see just loaded with berries. A Chester here. You can see the runners are shooting out all along the way. And Thea did put up the electric wire here, which is not electrified. It's just more of the honeyberries around the perimeter here. Some of the black-eyed Susans around the outside perimeter. And so these are doing pretty darn well. She'll get like a ½ a gallon when she comes out. And so that works out really well. But some of these runners I need to do some tip rooting with. And then we got a volunteer, some sort of squash here. Not sure which one it is yet, or if it's hybrid between some of the ones we have. So we'll see what comes of that one. Let's make our way through here. More the blueberries. Just a few. So these ones here, these are Patriot. I think these are our Patriot ones, a couple of the Patriot ones. They do produce pretty late in the season. This is another one here. But the birds fly in, slam into the bushes, and knock the berries off, and then come down and clean them up from the ground. The hostas are doing well. The ones that the deer had eaten all the tops off, so they're coming back. Got a couple of weeds in here, not too bad. These grasses are the bane of my existence. Okay. Let's see how things are looking in the central garden plot. Now this plot I haven't done much with at all. I did a little bit of weeding in the western garden plot, a fair amount in the eastern garden plot, but none over here in the central garden plot. And eventually I'll have to get over here and do some work. Now the deer and the raccoons are in here all the time, and I still didn't get any that. So the second growth of the Bach 14 comfrey is laying down, and the third growth is coming up now. Here's the cover crop, the mixed cover crop. So we have everything from the daikon radishes in here to the wheat to the what else we have? We have brassicas in here. We've got clovers in here. We got vetch and clovers. See some of the vetch in here. You know, really diverse cover crop. This is really the best thing we've ever had, is starting the cover crops in our gardens. It's really made a world of difference for our soil, really building beautiful soil, much better than with our corn in the past. Spruce trees are doing okay. Man, look at that grass. They are such a pain in my fanny. And the corn are coming on. You can see we're starting to get some cobs here. I don't see the bees like I've been seeing them recently here, but we'll give everybody some time. Some of the squash flowers on this side of it. Kale, Thea did a lot of freezing of the kale recently as well, so we're doing well with that. She has been starting to harvest some of the tomatoes as well. So these are the San Marzano deciduous variety of the tomatoes. Again, I got to do some weeding around in here. And Michael had asked, so Michael last season sent us a whole bunch of Golden Delicious winter squash seeds, and so we're growing those this year in this side. But the white-tailed deer are in here every night, sometimes twice a day. I'll see them in here in the afternoon as well. And so you'd see they munch on everything, including the squash themselves, but a couple of them are hidden down in there, so I think that they'll be okay. So, and again, I haven't weeded over here. So we'll see with the squash. I'm sure they're delicious. So, and the deer do like the purslane. They will eat the purslane here. And over here is a lot of the Pennsylvania smartweed. See the beetles, Japanese beetles haven't been eating it very much, so our Japanese beetle load is really down this season, which has really worked out great. The birds have been taking care of everything. We do have some pawpaws growing on our pawpaw trees out there, so they didn't get all of the flies this year. Our birds are so good at getting flies that, and you need flies to pollinate the pawpaw trees. I think this is the first season we're going to have some pawpaws. So we got some beneficial wasps that have a little nest right up in here. So I did a lot of weeding over here, the quack grasses. This was just loaded with grasses going from side to side, so I spent a day weeding in this garden, a day and a half, because I weeded over there as well. We'll get there in a minute. And the scarlet red runner beans got a late start this season because the first set of seeds in didn't come up. I think we put them a little bit too deep, and there was lots of quackgrass in there. You can see some more. I didn't get it all out yet, so I've got to take care of that. And I really would like to mulch in here as well. And these are some of the Duke blueberries here. These are the Heritage Red raspberries. See, has been finishing up with the first yield. Now in a couple weeks, all of these will be producing a second big yield, which will be fantastic as well. But it's time now to stake these up to get a trellis here on either side. Put a let's say a paracord on each side of these to see how that works out. More of the blueberry plants here. These are the Duke variety. Here's the honeyberries that we're propagating here. These are doing pretty well. We love watching the hummingbirds and the butterflies in these flowers of the scarlet red runner beans. So I did a lot of weeding over here the other day, and trying to get the sweet potatoes so the sweet potatoes aren't having as much competition. And a lot of the leaves or the vines were turned over because I moved them all up onto the pile and then clean them up and then respread them out. And I think it's been 2 days, maybe 3 days, and they're straightening their vines back out on their own, doing a great job. I love sweet potatoes. I'm a potato guy. I really do like them. I didn't get a chance to weed in here. I weed whacked around in here, but the strawberry beds should be weeded sometime soon. But we'll see how that all works out. So far, so good. And so we'll start over here first. So these are the peach trees over here. Really done a lot of growth this season. Geez, we got probably 3 foot from the soil level. Pretty happy with these peach trees. Black locust here, maybe 3.5 foot. Some of these black locust trees are doing well so far. Really happy with those. Some of the apple trees in here and one white oak down there as well. Some more apples here. Asian pears here. Our hazelnuts over here. They're really doing beautifully. They're really dense in here, so we'll have some bare root hazelnuts and some of the black locust plants that'll be able to be for sale in a few weeks when fall comes. And some more of the hiscaps or hascaps here, doing pretty well. I did get these all mulched eventually. And this whole area was flooded yesterday, but because we have these as raised beds, it turned out okay. So the lavender's doing absolutely fantastic. The thyme's doing great. The oregano's looking good. Sage has come back and doing well. So all in all, pretty happy with how well things are going in here. Pretty good. I did some weed whacking around in here. More work to do, of course. Every place I turn, there's a little more work to be done. And let's go up to the front garden, or the flower garden up here. Yeah, this whole area, all the ground level down here, the concrete water was just going right across the surface and making its way over there into this sediment collecting canal system. And I'm going to have to do another pruning on the peach trees, I see. As the peaches grow and get bigger and thicker, or swell with their fruit being produced, they just add so much weight to these limbs. So I got to do some more pruning on this one and several more out in the first food forest. We'll see. And here we are up front. Got some thyme over here looking nice. The irises, my brother Jim's irises. Oregano all over in here. Oregano's getting ready to go to seed here. More of the thyme in here. Our sedum, looking great. Really, really beautiful ground cover here. The fiddlehead ferns, the Japanese maples, the hostas in here. The irises. And Japanese maples, irises, another sedum down here, a different one here. That's a real pretty one. Beautiful little flowers on this one as well. Columbine there, more Japanese maple. And now that I think about the yucca plant over there, Thea went ahead and harvested the seed from that. So we'll see how that turns out. Another sedum variety here, another variety here, another Japanese red maple here. And the deer haven't been hitting the hostas too much here. So, and some of Thea's houseplants here, they got pretty soaked in here yesterday, but they're under the overhang, so it didn't get destroyed. But they've had a good drink. They're good for a while. So that's it for today's garden update. I just wanted to show you how things are. I hope everybody's gardens did okay with a lot of flooding that we've had, the big heavy, with the whole tropical storm Debbie and all. We fared pretty well, but we know not everyone did. So I hope you're staying safe and you didn't have too much damage and your gardens are doing well. And again, thank you, Michael. Really appreciate the seeds that you shared with us of the golden delicious winter squash. We're looking forward to harvesting those this fall. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and take good care. Bye-bye now.